Hello and welcome back to Fate Stay Night. My name is Maybe Dennis. Last time we spoke with Tohsaka on the roof. But yeah, we seem to be sharing our lunch and oh wait, Sakura made it, and Sakura gets really jealous because we didn't spend time with her. So Tohsaka's like, okay, you know what, meet me after school, go to this Chinese restaurant, and we'll talk. When we get there, we don't talk with Tohsaka, we talk with Kirei, who's munching on some mapo tofu. We talk about the details of the current war, how it's really irregular, and how, well, Zotomako is probably a pretty bad person. Afterwards, we kind of meet up with Ilya, and throughout several different times, we go to the park, or we can basically take her around our home, and we have a kind of nice time. And then later on, it seems like we get home again, and Sakura is kind of dizzy. She kind of approaches Emiya, and then gets kind of hot in here, but then we get interrupted by Saber. At night, we fight with Zoken, with Tohsaka and Archer. We get interrupted by this like red and black thing. Zoken escapes, and we also manage to escape. Actually, one time we didn't, we end up dying. But when we get home, Sakura's very concerned for us, and she basically shoos Saber away so she can heal us. And then at the end, we were in the POV of some rando woman who got nommed on by Zoken, who basically took her body and came back to life. So yeah, a lot of stuff happened last time. But we were done with the day, and today we're gonna head over to the next day. So, let's head into it. Two 7. So we're currently on day 8. Ooh, heavens feel delight. I don't know about delight, but I do know about delight works. Or Lasangle now. It's morning. It's after 7 o'clock. The weather's nice outside and bright white sunlight pours in. I guess it's a school day right now. Yeah. I get up and stretch my back. Physically, I feel well. I can move my limbs easily and there's no trace of any headache. I feel great waking up today, as if the horrors of last night never happened. Never happened at all. Yeah, it was just heartburn. I definitely didn't encounter this really weird thing that gave me like a super disease or something. I sigh and think back on what happened. Even if I was reliving what happened 10 years ago, I really need to train more if I can't remember what happened. Anything that happened. That's not the first time he keeps forgetting. My memories since collapsing in the park are vague. All I remember is leaning on Saber's shoulder and being put to bed. Wait, can't Saber literally just lift us and like Princess carry us home? She wasn't injured actually. Yeah, I don't think she actually did any action because no, she swung her sword once at oh right, no. She swung her sword at Castor, who was brought back by Zoken. I get out of the bed and quickly change into my school uniform. Alright, just your average everyday morning. Saber seems like she's still asleep, so I'll go have breakfast. It's already 7, so I should go and see if Sakura's in the living room. She's gonna be really angry at us. Oh!
Senpai.
What are you doing outside with another woman? In the living room, I find Sakura holding her school bag. Breakfast is ready. The table is neatly arranged and ready for us to start dining right away. Honestly, I'm really impressed with Shirou's ability to just wake up so early without an alarm. Despite the fact that he's going to sleep at like 3 AM every day. I already ate. I made 4 people's worth. Oh, feels awkward. I mean, for Shirou, it's already kind of late to be honest, so maybe, I don't know. I was thinking maybe she already had breakfast and decided to leave early. Wow. Yeah, I wonder what happened. Sounds like I was on the mark. But I can't think of anything from yesterday's events that would apply. After dinner last night, Sakura went back to her room, and that was the last time I saw her. Yeah, nothing else happened after that. After that, I think something happened, but the thought gives me so much nausea that I can't remember. I think I got hit in the head. Kinda, maybe?
私にだってそんなこと言える資格なんてなかった。 それなのにセイバーさんだけ悪者にしてしまったんです。
I feel like it was kind of justified. At least, if you're someone who is unaware of the events that are happening, it makes complete sense to be that concerned.
だから今はセイバーさんに合わせる顔がなくて、それで
So that's why she made breakfast for her too, and is trying to leave before she runs into Saber.
すみません先輩。あの後すぐ自分のバカさ加減に気づいてセイバーさんに謝ったんです。そしたらセイバーさん私に謝ってくるんです。私が悪いのに自分の不注意だったって。
Sakura hangs her head, looking ashamed. I see. If you apologize to someone and they end up apologizing back to you, that'd make you feel even worse.
まったくバカだな二人とも。
You two are silly. We all know that's
一番
my
悪いのは
fault.
怪我をした俺だ。
Oh, yeah.
さくらもセイバーもそんなことで喧嘩
Come
する
on,
こ
it's
とな
always
かったんだ。
Shiro's fault. You need a meat shield? I got you. You don't need one? I still got you.
でも先輩、私セイバーさんに。
いいんだって言っとくけどな、あいつは相手に火があったら絶対に折れないぞ。
He's right
さ
about
くらの
that.
言い分が無茶苦茶だったら怒鳴り返してくれ。そのあいつが謝るってことはさくらの言い分を認めてるってことだ。セイバーは口にしないだろうけどさくらのこときっと好きだぞ。基本的に一生懸命やってるやつを大切にするんだよあいつは。
I think that's true. I think that's true, yeah. I think Saber does like Sakura.
けどならなおのこと今朝は遠慮します。セイバーさんが怒ってくれなかった分ちゃんと自分で叱らないと調子に乗っ
God
ちゃい
damn
ま
it,
す
these self-righteous people. Sakura laughs bashfully and gives me a modest bow. Looks like her mind is set on leaving for school early.
さくらがそう言うんなら無理には止めないけど、こんな早く学校に行ってどうするんだ？
Oh
朝練禁
yeah.
止されてるだろ？
I forgot about that. Yeah, practice is canceled because a lot of people are missing or low on energy or something.
大丈夫、道場のお掃除をするだけですから。セイバーさんにあんなこと言っちゃったんですから罰として弓道場の床を雑巾がけするんです。
I'll make sure it looks super squeaky clean. Sakura bids me farewell and leaves the living room.
道場の掃除って冬場の雑巾がけはきついぞさくら。
He knows that as well as I do, though, which is probably why she said it. I wonder what she said to pick a fight with Saber if she thinks that she has to do such an unenviable task to make up for it.
私とさくらが喧嘩ですか？
You had a fight? What? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
ね、あ、いや、したんじゃないのか。さくら、セイバーに悪かったって言ってたけど。
言われてみれば確かにそのように見えたかもしれませんが、しかしあれはさくらが正しいのであって口論というよりは私の不徳を注意してもらったという方が。
I like how Saber is like, nope, she was right. She was right. It wasn't really a fight, but it was more like me being wrong. Wow. Saber's grumbling at herself. Not that it does a thing to stop her chopsticks from delivering bite after bite of food to her mouth.
い
You can't stop me.
さくらがすごく気にしてたからこっちも気になっただけなんだ。なんでもないんなら忘れてくれ。
はあ、さくらといいシロといい昨夜から同じことを言うのですね。
That wasn't the plan, but that is the plan now.
私をからかっているのではありませんか？
Saber, do it.
そんな手の込んだ冗談するか。そんなことして俺とさくらに何の得があるってんだよ。
Actually, I'm terrified of pranking Saber and being found out.
それはそうですね。では単に二人とも互いを気遣っての行為だったわけですか？
You being considerate to me is making me feel very awkward. Saber muses as she ingests an omelet. It's good to be a glutton in the morning.
けどなんて言ったんだよさくらは。生半可なことじゃそこまで落ち込まないし、そのあたり聞いてもいいかなセイバ
ー。それは単に私のサーバントとしての力不足についてです。要約すれば白を守りきれなかったのは私の未熟さだったと。
That's like not wrong. But Sakura and Saber are viewing this very differently. Sakura is like, why do you keep putting Senpai in danger? Saber is like, if I was strong enough, he'd never be in danger.
セイバーは十分すぎるぐらいやってくれてる。昨べだって、俺が勝手に倒れただけだろ。
I just fainted. I don't know what
セイ
hit
バ
me,
ーが気に
man.
病むことじゃない。
それはそうなのですが、とにかくさくらの忠告は正しかった。問題はそれにうなずくことのできない私自身です。
I still hear the clattering of tableware. They just can't stop eating.
さくらに何と言われようと私は、あなたというマスターをこれからも戦いに赴かせるのですから。
Saber looks away uncomfortably. I mean, it's strange. Why is Saber getting so worked up over something that we already mutually agreed on?
がなく、不審に感じた住民が
I
周囲の
forgot we
住
have a
宅の
TV.
調査を要請したところ、
Suspicious behavior. The news is on TV. I turned on the TV while eating, and it's showing a story about last night's events.
発見された体調不良者は30名に及び、直ちに病院に運ばれました。
One person reported missing after being eaten by some worms.
今月に入ってから
Whatever they are.
7件目の昏睡事件ですが、診察の結果はやはり何らかの食中毒に近いと。
The mass coma incident. We initially thought it was Castor, but we kind of destroyed her again. So like, I finish breakfast and get ready for school. Very possible that these coma incidents happened before we beat Castor, but if it's still happening after, then it's like, oh, what's happening? I'm going to school to see Tohsaka. I need to discuss what happened last night with her about Zulkin and that black shadow. Okay, so we have a name for it, or a pseudo name for it, Black Shadow.
警察では宮山南4丁目一帯に被害が拡大したことから、何らかの薬物が散布さ
Oh
れた
man,
可
it's
能性
those
が高いと。
drug users. Miyama South 4 Chome. Osaka was glaring at that direction last night. Archer said that the shadow was causing the comas. Ooh, that thing. 30 unconscious people. I've experienced for myself what that was like. He's like, yep, I touched it very briefly and I knocked out. Okay, so we're thinking it's that thing instead of Castor now. Okay. Like Castor, the shadow lurks in the dark and sucks the magical energy from people around the town. No, it's more than just sucking. Suck. Castor had a gentle touch compared to that thing. He cleverly made sure to harvest energy from people in a repeatable, painless way. Like drawing blood through a syringe, to use a metaphor. Fantasio? This is nothing like that. Castor may have only drawn blood, but the thing I saw last night feasts on its victims. The shadow has no mind or mercy, only cares about devouring its victims' magical energy, mind and all.
セイバー、学校に行く前に話がある。
はい。何でしょうか、シロ。
And I guess we can have all the time to talk because you're not leaving for school, you're staying here. They ever heard that what they said on the news too. He probably knows what I'm about to say, but she quietly waits for me to continue as always.
なあ、今後の方針のことだ。セイバーも昨べのあれを見ただろう。
Yeah, so what the heck was that thing?
はい。どのような幻想種にも該当しない、見たことのないものでした。
あれが何であるかはわからない。ただ、あいつはあいつで俺たちの敵だ。マスターにもサーバントにも見えなかったけど、意図的に俺や遠坂を狙ってきたし、町の住人からも魔力を集めている。なら、
当面はあの影の探索を優先するということですか？
We're gonna look for that thing that is clearly very, very
マス
dangerous.
ターともサーバントとも取れない。私たちには関わりのないものの相手をすると。
But come on, think of the people we're gonna save. Saber gives me a hard stare. Her goal is to obtain the Holy Grail. I'm asking her to help me with an irrelevant objective. Of course she'd be against it, but still.
あの影を放っておけない。これは聖杯戦争より優先すべきことだと思う。
Saber watches me silently for a moment. Deafening silence makes me hold my breath.
まったくそう来ると思っていました。私としてはあの影には関わりたくないのですが。
セイバー、その
Fine,
本当
fine.
にいいのか。
I didn't want to do this, but this is what we're
いい
doing
も悪い
now.
も私が断ったところでシローは一人で行動するではないですか。そうなった時あなたを守りきれねば本末転倒です。あなたに死なれては私はこの世にとどまれません。ですからたとえ反対であったとしてもシローの方針に従うしかないのです。
それはそうだけど。
それにあなたを一人にしては昨夜のような無茶をいつしでかすか。
Yup.
あれで2度目ですからね。3度目だって必ず会います。そんなことになったら私はまたさくらに謝らねばならなくなる。
じゃあ
誠に不本意ですが、サーバントは主の命に従うもの。マスターであるシロがそう判断したのなら剣は預けます。
セイバー
Yay, she's on our side.
あの影は尋常な相手ではない。あれに比べればバーサーカーとて御しやすい相手でしょう。
That thing's super scary.
ああそれは肌で感じた。
Wait, kind of want to check to see the servants for a moment. The Saber, I just want to see the status of them. Saber, she's right in front of us. Lancer got killed. Archer is still alive. Rider is, well, she came back. Caster should be dead. Assassin is dead and alive because one of them is dead and one of them is alive. Berserker is still alive, right?
あいつはその強いとか弱いとかいう次元の話じゃなくて、ただきつだった。殴れば倒せるって相手でもないと思う。
それが分かっているのなら私からは何もありません。
As long as you know that it's really weird to beat, then okay.
ただシロ、あれの相手をするということは最も困難な道を行くということ。それを今から胸に刻んでおいてください。
Please choose one of the other paths. I don't want to do this. I already finished it. I guess we're doing this then.
いや、そりゃ用心はするけど、なんだよ変なこと言って。
Alright.
セイバーもアーチャーみたいにあの影を知ってるのか。
I forgot. Archer was like, oh my god, I know what that is because I had it in my counter guardian thing. But you don't, you're not part of that group yet, so you don't know yet, Saber. Saber just knows that it has some really bad vibes.
私もシロと同じです。あの影が何者なのかはわからない。
Saber averts her gaze. Then, as if uttering an ominous premonition, she just had.
漠然と感じたのです。あれは良くない星そのものだと。
It's a curse.
それこそ関わったものすべてに破滅をもたらす逃れようのない茨のような。
Inescapable ruin. He leaves me with that. Ooh. Foreboding. Alright, I guess we're going to school. We're at school.
それじゃあホームルーム始めるわよ。
Nice to see that you're doing fine, Tiger, even though you didn't come to our home this morning. But okay.
日直よろしくって相川くんは休みで相物さんも休み。じゃあ張り切って先生がやっちゃおうかな。
I'll do it then.
起立
Please. Let's. Homeroom begins. More students are absent than yesterday, and the classroom feels less lively. Not just our classroom, actually. The entire school feels muted. Fujine moves homeroom along in a breezy tone, but even she doesn't look as upbeat as usual. I was like, huh, I thought a lot of people were missing, and she sounds like pretty normal. But I guess not. I guess she isn't crashing into people.
そういうわけで放課後の部活動は禁止ね。
No more archery.
連絡事項は以上。ちなみに1次元目の久月先生はお休みだから自習。
Because he's
プリン
dead.
トは持ってきてあげたからみんなはこのまま教室で缶詰ってなさい。
I'm kind of surprised nobody confirmed anything about Uzuki. He's just straight up dead. And like, Shirou looked at the body and was like, I don't know who this is. Maybe he just got so disfigured by what Caster did to him. But no one commented on it. There's the first comment we have on him. The room collectively celebrates and then begins to move desks around with the clatter. Yay, he's dead! Nah, I'm just joking. Fujine is just gonna let us do our worksheets at our own pace, meaning we can do whatever we want as long as we stay in the room, but
シロ、ちゃちゃ。
I get to leave. Why is she waving me over in the hallway in such an obviously suspicious manner? Oh my god, some forbidden romance. The tiger route has been unlocked.
なんだよ節ね。授業中だぞ今。
そうなんだけどね。ほら、朝そっちに顔出せなかったでしょ。
Hey, that's what I was
それで不安に
saying.
なっちゃって、シロは元気かなーって。
Well, I showed up, so I'm good, right?
なんだよいきなり。不安って何が不安なんだ。
I mean, I feel like there's no need to pull us over, but it's completely understandable why she's worried because everyone is freaking in a coma or something.
それがよくわからない。虫の知らせっていうの？昔っからさ、こうチクチク来る時があったんだけど、その後って決まってシロが車にひかれたり
Hit by a car? What?
橋から落ちたりしたの。だからシロ元気かなって。
Are you gonna get hit by a car?
そんなの全然普通じゃんか。それで危ないってんなら までずっと危なかったよ俺は。
そうなんだけどね、なんか気になるんだ。こう一緒に乗らなくちゃいけない電車があるのにシロだけホームに残っちゃってバイバーイって手を振ってるみたいな、そんな感じ？
Okay.
具体的な例えだけど、そこで目が覚めたってこと？
あ、分かっちゃった？お姉ちゃんおかげで寝坊しちゃったんだよ。
Kind of amazed. She didn't come over because she overslept, no other reason. Okay, you know, that's very Fujine, so I'll allow it.
心配無用。
She's like that, you know.
藤姉こそ目にクマできてるぞ。寝不足なの夢の中だけじゃないんじゃないか？
I feel like I'm getting something sucked out of me. You too?
もうね、昨日も忙しくて今日も忙しくなりそうよ。しばらく残業続きになりそうだ
No,
から
I need my
シロのところに
tiger.
は行けなくなると思う。
No.
悔しいけど私のご飯は作らなくていいや。
Brings life to the Emiya household. No.
話はそれだけ。プリントちゃんとやっときなさい。シロ、現代社会の成績悪いんだから
Oh god.
気合い入れないと赤点取っちゃうわよ。
Can't hide our grades from her parents if she works at the frickin' school. Fujine gives me a casual wave goodbye and leaves.
飯はいいって、まあ助かるけど。
Oh man, I can finally afford rent even though I own this place. I feel a little let down and less motivated. It's like a hollow feeling, like my regular life has disappeared. Yeah, that's what I was saying. She brings life to her house, and now she's gone.
そうね、
Oh, okay.
エミヤ君の意見には賛成する。私もあの影は見過ごせない。どこの魔術
Hey,
師だ
we're on
か
the
知ら
same
ないけど、
page.
私の土地で好き放題やってくれてるんだから。
じゃあ休戦条約はまだ続けていいってことか？
Alright, we had the truce until Caster is gone, but Caster's gone now. But we have a new truce.
当然でしょ。あの影を排除するまで余裕ないんじゃない？お互い。
The conversation wraps up smoothly. When lunch break started, I went to Tohsaka's class A and brought her to the roof. Then I kicked things off by suggesting that we do something about the shadow, but Tohsaka turned out to be even more determined than I am.
それじゃあどうする？今夜から一緒に巡回するとか、手分けして探すとかしてみるか？
そうね。役割分担には賛成するわ。
Let's split up, gang.
あなたは夜の巡回を続けて、魔術師として怪しいと思ったところ、セイバーが怪しいって感じたところを徹底的に調べること。で、エミヤ君がそうして表立って動いてくれてる間、私は造剣を追うから。
魔頭造剣。あいつ、あの影に関係あるのか？
He doesn't, but I just want to kill him. He was the only one that was able to move during that time, it seems.
さあ、造剣もあの影を怖がってたから望み薄だとは思うけど、どこか引っかかるのよ。まあ、あの影を抜きにしたって造剣は放っておけないでしょ。キャスターの死体を操ったり、魔術師でもない神事をけしかけてマスターにしたり、きな臭いったらありゃしない。
そうか、そうだな。言われてみれば、そもそもキャスターのことで手を組んだんだもんな、俺たち。ええ、あの影の相手は周りをきれいに片付けてからにしましょう。もし見つけても偵察に留めておいて。あれと戦うのはもっと足場を固めてからにしないとダメよ。オッケー。けど遠坂はどうするか？造剣を追うってあいつの居場所わかるのか？
I know where he lives. Dox him.
ああ、うん。居場所はわからないけど、直接魔頭邸に乗り込むわ。うちは魔頭家とは縁があるから、あなたより私の方が適任でしょ。
I forgot to tell Sakura, I tried to kill your grandfather last night. Tohsaka lays out her plan in a lighthearted tone. The details are anything but light, though.
乗り込むって魔頭邸にか？お前、それ敵の本拠地に突っ込むってことだぞ。
そうだけど、何驚いてるのよ。別に戦いに行くわけでもないし、ただ相手の陣地を調べるだけじゃない。
バカ、造剣が待ち伏せしてたらどうするんだ？
To beat him the fuck up.
そんなの遠坂一人で行かせられない。俺も一緒に行くから早まった真似するな。
バカ、早まってるのはそっちの方よ。
Like, I don't need your help.
言ったでしょ。私は魔頭と縁があるの。 魔刀の魔術は知っているし、造剣の力量だって昨日度で測れたわ。はっきり言って造剣は敵じゃない。あのローマ術師は魔力のほとんどを体の維持に当てているから、直接的な攻撃手段がないのよ。
You know what? That sounds like it makes sense.
そんなわけだから、造剣が直接対決してくれるならむしろ願ったりだし、シンジだってもうマスターじゃないなら無害でしょ。
I will say, once again, Tohsaka is falling into the trap of making too many assumptions.
古臭い魔術師同士の争いは私に任せて、エミヤ君は体で情報を稼いでちょうだい。
I can't argue with her when she puts it like that. Tohsaka has Archer with her, so there's no point in being overprotective.
分かった。魔刀造剣のことは遠坂に任せた。俺とセイバーはあの影を探してみる。
ええ、よろしくね。それとエミヤ君、聞くけどさくらはちゃんとあなたの家にいるのよね。
Yep, she keeps passing out and making moves on me though.
ああ、家に泊めてるけど、それがどうした？
なんでもない。それを聞いて安心しただけよ。
I won't have to hurt Sakura when I blow that place up. Means he's okay though.
魔刀邸に乗り込んだ時、何も知らないさくらがいたらやりづらいでしょ。
そうか。驚いたな。遠坂、お前ってすごく気が利く。
I'm surprised you're actually nice.
何よ、その意外なものを見たって目は。
いや、どんな風ってそ
Uh
りゃ
oh. A human hurricane who arrives with a crash and leaves with a bang, I guess.
エミヤ君が何
You're
を考
thinking some
え
weird
よう
things
と
about me,
だ
aren't
け
you?
ど、とにかく魔刀の問題は私が解決するから。
了解。ここは遠坂に甘えてセイバーと鍛錬でもしてる。
Training.
夜まで時間もあることだしな。
I'll also hang out with Ilya. I stand up and head for the exit. Lunchtime is almost over, so I better get back to
じゃあな
class.
遠坂、また明日ここで落ち合おう。
ええ、お互いの成果を交換し合うってことで。
Now he runs to Sakura. I was like, sorry, Sakura, I was busy with my secret meetings with Tohsaka.
ああ、けどエミヤ君、
Uh-oh. Tohsaka's lips curl into a smile. Oh god, what is it now? When she smiles like that, it never means anything good. I make I make a beeline for the door. Run, Shirou, run! A terrible feeling building in my stomach.
鍛錬っていうのはどうかと思うわよ。時間がいっぱいあるなら他にすることあるんじゃない？
Cooking?
例えば同じ屋根の下にいる女の子を構ってあげるとか。
Ah, yeah, so cooking. Unfortunately, I was still within her attack range.
何言ってんだバカ。さくらはそんなんじゃなくて、俺はシンジがテンパってる間だけ
Alright.
うちに止めて様子を見ようって。
One thing that did like happen last episode was Shirou actually admitting, yeah, you know, I love Sakura.
あら、私はセイバーを少しは休ませてあげなさいって言ったんだけど。
I was talking about Saber.
エミヤ君、女の子って言ったらさくらが一番に上がるんだ。
Yeah, I wonder what would happen if we talked about Saber and she's like, mission failed. He smirks. My face is beat red.
なんてね、冗談よ。さっきのお返し気に入った？
Pay back for what?
お前な、こんなの気に入るやつがいたら神経どうかしてる。
There are a lot of nutcases in this world. My shoulders droop. I feel as slack as a marionette with the strings cut.
そっか、エミヤ君の弱点だもんね。冗談にしてはタチが悪かったか。
タチが悪いのは遠坂本人だ。先に戻る
Leaving.
から。
Mean.
はいはい、どうぞ先に行ってて。私はもうちょっと笑ってるから。
また明日な、遠坂。
Ugh. I slam the door behind me and leave the roof. Damn it! I only came here to push my buttons. Did I like it? What does that even mean? In the first place, I don't remember doing anything to her to warrant this treatment. I tried to help you yesterday. I tried to help. Alright, we're going all the way here. Just gonna double check because I think on the flowchart, yep, there is actually a divergence. So I'm gonna try to get this divergence. Alright, I should be close. Yep, I should be here. Okay, this is what happens when you don't get enough Ilya points. You can see the broken heart, And now we're gonna go over here. But yeah, so what I ended up doing is I went back here. I chose this option. So I think you need 3 Ilia points. Each one of these gives you 3 Ilia points. So if you got one of these, you're automatically going to pass. Here, well, you don't get none, and previously we've only gotten 2. So let's see what this part takes us to. Once school ends, I start to head home. Since all after-school clubs are suspended, wait a second. Will the sky also gray in the other ending? Or not ending, but in the other route? I don't know. Look. Oh no, it was a different time of day when we leave. Huh. Wonder why. Yeah, actually, I don't know why. I skipped one line. Students, blah, blah, blah. I take a cursory look around. I don't see anyone who might be Tohsaka. Knowing her, she might have gone straight to the Mato house. Without club practice in the afternoon, Sakura can just go home to my house. Wait, yeah, why does whether or not you hang out with Ilia determine this? It seems like we're gonna lose our command spells. I don't know why, but like here, clearly we run into Sakura. The sky is a different color, but we're still leaving once school ends. Here it's a little bit different. I don't know. We didn't talk about meeting up to walk home together, so she must have gone ahead. I'll look to see what the other route is when we get back to it. I take a lonely road up the hill. It's already been 6 days since the Holy Grail War started. Little by little, it feels like life is draining out of the town. Just as I reach the top of the hill, I'm struck by a bout of dizziness. It's like a hollow chill in my head. Maybe some kind of anemia. I hear something resonating in my ear. What's that noise? I cover my ears, my eardrums still ring. This isn't a hallucination. You won't just get hit by an unexplained vertigo and tinnitus. And if they're happening at the same time, then it can only be deliberate. Run! I shake off the dizziness and start running. Saber's at home. Even if an enemy attacked, it wouldn't go so easily as long as Saber's there. The only pair of shoes at the front door belong to Saber. I don't need to worry about holding back then. If this strange situation is happening because of an enemy attack, then we can get through it somehow if only Saber and I are here. I rush to the living room. The instant I arrived. Oh God, my ears! I can't stand anymore, and I tumble to the ground. My legs won't do what I want. The ring in my ears robs me of my sense of balance, crushed by an oppressive nausea and chill. I desperately try to prop myself up on my arms, when I notice the color is fading from the marks on my left hand. Oh no! My mind freezes. Command spells are pale. Before I process what that means. Oh! He realizes what's happening. I can't let them take over any more servants. So she's either referring to the Black Shadow, which I think will do something to the servants, or she's referring to Zoken, who is also taking care of the servant corpses. A familiar voice speaks from very close to me. Hello, you said you wanted a tour of my house, so here you go. I look up, fighting the dizziness. Oh wow, so she takes a different action because we don't have enough points with her. She's like, yeah, I don't care, I'm gonna take Shirou out of the game so that I don't have to deal with this bullshit later. But in another world, she's probably like, oh, I want to keep having fun with Shirou, I don't want to do this yet. The ringing invades my brain. Sound waves that should be imperceptible burrow behind my eyeballs and block off my eyesight. Oh, she's still like that. What? Alright, she's gonna do some sadistic shit like she did in the Fate route.
死ぬよりはいいよね、お兄ちゃん。
The noise permeates my entire body. My mind remains as stiff as stone. The darkness deprived of all 5 senses. I can't even tell how badly it's over for me. Oh, it's so over. It's so over. And we're dead. Alright, that's what happens if you don't care about Ilya. Tiger Dojo, let's go. I'm not used to this new background. The Tiger Dojo. Oh, I can see the other part of the portrait for Sakura. I see. Not enough love, part 2. Yeah, the last one was also not enough love.
改心して道場を卒業したはずのあやつが悪魔っ子として蘇ってしまうとは。あの子、本当に今度こそヒロインになれるのかしら。
You know, I was actually going to say, like, we don't actually, in the last ending, that ending, we didn't get Ilya to show up and be like, us!
ま、無理か。無理ね。今頃道場の外でガタガタ震えて再入門したいんだけど、大口叩いた手前で帰ってこれないと見た。
No, she's gonna come in right now.
次あたりお土産持って帰ってくるでしょ。さて、今回のバッドエンドはまたも愛情の欠如。
She says once again, what if this is our first one?
今回足りなかった相手は一目瞭然でしょう。イリアちゃんが本気にならないようにもうちょっとあの子と仲良くしてあげること。ポイントとしては7日目にイリアちゃんに会えるかどうか、
E7,
その時どんな謝罪をするか、もし7日目に会えなかったら5日目からやり直すこと。学校で東坂さんに会ったらちゃんと相談しないとダメよ。そんなところで今回のタイガー道場はおしまい。
Day 5 is probably when we talk to Tohsaka. Day 5 would be here. Yeah, so we have the option to skip this entire thing or talk to her here. Yeah. Alright.
謎の新キャラが多数出現して
Sakura route, remember the Sakura
ちゃんルー
route.
ト引き続き楽しんじゃってね。
New mysterious characters and a sudden tone shift. It becomes a horror thing. Dude, when I first saw the Heaven Studio movies, I was just like, what the hell is this? This isn't the Holy Grail war I know. Alright, well, I'll see you guys back to where I stopped before. Okay, we're here once again. Once school ends, for some reason, the sky is a different color. And we see Sakura. I have no idea why. Since all after-school club activities are suspended, students crowd around the campus gate. I take a cursory look around and don't see anyone who might be Tohsaka. The thing is, we don't have any... First of all, we shouldn't be able to affect the weather or time of day. But notably the weather, because now it's just cloudy. It's not like overcast. And second, our choice to see Ilya, the only person that knows about it is Saber if we choose to let her know about it. So it doesn't affect Sakura at all. So why is Sakura here for us to meet this time? Knowing her, she must have gone straight to the Mato household.
先輩、誰か探しているんですか？
Trying to look for Ilya so she doesn't kill me.
いや、単に学校を見てただけだよ。こんな風に生徒全員が下校するって珍しいだろ。
そうですね。けど、
Hey!
そのおかげで今日は
Oh,
一緒に
Homa
帰れます。
senpai!
帰りは商店街に寄っていきますか？
晩飯のおかずを買って帰ろう。しばらく
Oh.
藤姉は来れないらしいから、俺とさくらとセイバーの3人分。
So, I still don't understand why it's, you know, the changes that I mentioned before. But this time, because we were with Sakura, we decided to go to the freaking shopping district and we might run into Ilya. That'll be kind of interesting. After we buy groceries, we take the long way home, passing by the park. The park where we meet with that one person. The park is empty. There aren't many kids in the playground, nor a silver-haired girl in a coat.
公園、誰もいませんね。ここ、あんまり使われていないんですか？
I come here.
最近はそうみたいだ。俺が子供の頃は日が落ちるまで誰かいたもんだけど、今は休みの日でもない限りこんなもんらしい。
These days, you know, Holy Grail war and whatnot, people are kind of being put into comas and people are scared to go outside, so that might be Might be a reason why.
そうですか。なんだか寂しいですね。
I nod in agreement and look up. The sky is tinged with in twilight. It's a dark red expanse with no birds in sight. Feels lonely, just like the small park.
戻るか。せっかくの
Let's
休
just
みだし、
go home.
たまにはゆっくりしないとな。
I guess I was wrong. We didn't run into Ilya this time. We leave the park. Tucker agrees cheerfully and follows me with a spring in her step. Yeah, we're just gonna... Oh! We're hitting an interlude. 8-1. Interlude is probably gonna be with Tohsaka in that case, because we did split up. Yeah, it's gonna be at the Mato household. And so, Rin Tohsaka arrives at her destination, the Mato residence. It's the atelier of an old mage lineage that immigrated to this town 200 years ago. Her family welcomed them as collaborators and gave them land, and yet these fellows are outsiders whom they have never been friends with. The Tohsakas and Matos practice mutual non-aggression and have a pact that prevents them from easily involving themselves with each other. You really could not care less. I don't care. The pact was broken 11 years ago. I know what happened 11 years ago and it hurts. And the people who made that deal were family heads from centuries ago. For 200 years, they followed an agreement whose reasons and content are unclear. And for the time, neither Tohsaka or Matos have attained their goal, the Holy Grail. Originally, the pact was only about getting the Holy Grail. That never happened, because she has no reason to follow that musty old rule. You know, progressive, I respect that. Rin passes through the front door without ringing the doorbell. I'm gonna welcome myself in. She's never been here as a guest. She's only here as the master to eliminate her enemy in the Holy Grail War.
そうなんだけどさ。
Kill Shinji, please! Rin switches a manner, looking like she's chewing on something bitter. She's here for the Holy Grail War, so there's no need for her to follow the Tohsaka Mato Pact. That's what she tells herself, but she can't change who she is.
そっか。父さんの言いつけを破ったのってこれが初めてなんだ。
Oh no, Daddy's instructions. He murmurs absently. It isn't particularly remarkable. She might have gone against her father's teachings, but she hasn't broken anything important. Her only regret
バ
is...
カね。どうせ破るのならもっと早くに押しかければよかったのに。
Could have beat up Shinji earlier. The guilt she's been bearing towards a certain someone for the last 10 years.
リン、屋敷の間取りだが空白部分が2つある。
Ooh, Archer's like, I already know the layout.
え？どこよそれ？1階
2階からだ。階段にしては狭いが、おそらく地下に通じている。
オッケー。
Okay.
ところでアーチャー気づいてる？
当然だ。
Yep.
だが害はあるまい。リンが無視する限りは私も気にかけない。我
It's
々の
no
目
threat
的
to
は
us.
あの妖怪だからな。
I mean, is it Ryder? She nods to the voice next to her and heads for the hidden passage on the second floor. Rin can't see him, but the Red Knight is at her side. Brought him along in case of a fight, but her servant appears to be the meticulous sort. He sketched out a mental floor plan after walking around the house just once and pointing out rooms that seemed to be missing. Rin had a vague sense of it already, but Archer has the ability to grasp the design and structure of objects. It's a specialized ability one would never expect from a knight. He just hears Archer be like, "Tres on," and she's like, "Huh? You know English? You must be an English warrior."
前から思ってたけど、あなたのそれってアーチャーとしてどうかと思う長所よね。
減らず口は後だ。
Save the sass.
そら、開いたぞ。暗いから気をつけ。
The conversation stops. The wall opens. Damp air wafts out from the passage leading underground. It's an unbearable rotten odor that Archer can feel even without his material body. Is it the green room? I think it might. Yeah, it is. I don't really know what that thing in the middle or bottom middle is, or bottom middle left. Is that like a pit? Rin walks down the wet stone steps. Her surroundings are greenish dark. The countless holes in the walls must be to entomb the dead. Ugh, dang, this is like a morgue. The bodies in the stone coffins decompose in a row, leaving the empty holes for the next occupant. Not so different from above ground burials, except for one thing. The way those bodies decompose. Here, it isn't the dirt that breaks the corpse down, but countless swarming insects. Fucking nightmare fuel!
ここがマトマキリの修練場
He murmurs, feeling dizzy. It isn't because of any feeling of repugnance or nor chill. Anger is what makes her tremble, regret, and vomit. This is a training room. This place is a training room. This rotten, wet room, filled with nothing but death and countless insects, is what the Matos give their successor. Yeah. What does one even learn here? This chamber is only for breeding, for feeding, multiplying, and training insects. Then the Matos must also use the insects to educate, discipline, and raise their successors. Just how different is their world from hers? She thinks of her stern, difficult education and of the magic crest engraved in her arm. She isn't comparing the severity of their upbringing as successors. To begin with, no one has borne struggles and overcome obstacles like she has. Tohsaka has, without a doubt, faced greater challengers and adversary. That's what it means to be recognized as an average one, a mage wielding all 5 great elements. Wait, an average one? And personally inducted into the Mages Association as a prodigy. Why is it called an average one? Yuck, that's nasty. I don't like that. If she was asked to command the nest of insects, she could come up with a more effective formula in half a year flat. I'm not sure if I'm correct on this, but I believe this is actually an upgraded design of what these insects are supposed to be. I think in the original visual novel, there are more, for lack of better words, phallic-like. Tohsaka could rewrite the magecraft that the Mato heir hasn't even mastered after a decade in a mere 6 months. But this method of teaching is idiotic. You can only eat her words if you ask her whether she could put up with being a plaything for these bugs. It's so fucking gross. The magical tradition that takes place here isn't education, it's torture. It's magecraft taught directly to the body, not the brain. They must be a tradition of the Makiris, and a preference of the old mage's Zoken. Meaning that whoever is chosen to be the Mato heir undergoes endless torture. We saw what happened to the Mato candidate in Fate Zero. It was not great.
分かってるここに造剣はいないわ私が来たから逃げたのか他に本拠地があるのかどっちにしろこれといった手がかりもないし長居は無用ね
He fights down the Earth's scream and leaves the room behind. The girl's footsteps fade into the distance. Later, the insects swarm around the vomit she puked in disgust. Returns to the surface. I do remember seeing this room when we talked to Shinji the first time with Ryder next to him. Her business concluded, she heads outside when
シンジそこにいるんでしょ隠れても無駄よ
I will shoot you in your own home. He calls out to the person lurking in another hidden passage in the back of the room.
Tohsaka, お前
I'm gonna call the cops.
さっきまで無視して帰るつもりだったけど気が変わったわ少し話をしましょうマト君
Glaring hatefully at Rin, Shinji obeys. He clearly showed himself because he's afraid of her, not because of the threat that she poses as a master with a servant. He's simply intimidated by the fierce air she's giving off.
ふざけんなよお前僕は話なんてない大体なTohsakaはマトに口出ししない決まりだろ
If we're not supposed to interfere with each other,
お前は
why are you asking me out?
あら私たち同じ学校の生徒でしょ遊びに来てもおかしくないと思うけど
笑わせるな鍵を壊して入ってきて散々家を荒らしたくせに遊びに来たって父親が死んでから礼儀も何もなくなったって聞いてたけど
Damn.
本当だな
Bring up dead parents
頭
now.
悪いよねいつから強盗の真似事を始めたんだいTohsakaの人間は
そう見えたならそれも悪くないわね
I mean, despite the Tohsaka family being quite highly established, I am kind of broke because my magic uses a lot of money.
盗むものなんてここにはないけど強盗ってあれでしょ盗みに入った時 見つかったら暴れ回るから強盗っていうのよね。
He's like, you're calling me a robber? Alright, let's make that a truth.
ねえ、それなら本当に真似をしてもいい気分よ、私。
It's obviously a joke, but she isn't smiling. Rin practically pins Shinji to the wall with her icy glare.
バカ、違うぞ。僕は関係ない。造剣とは関係ない。あのジジイが何をしてるからって僕は今まで知らなかったんだ。
どうだか。ならなんでマスターになんてなったのよ、あんたは。
Man, I still wish that they introduced Zoken a little bit in like the other routes. I don't remember if they did. Like maybe in the prologue of like the Fate route. I really don't remember. But I kind of wish they would just show him once in a while and then later on pull the rug and make it seem like more impactful that this person that we see in this other route was actually super bad. Kind of similar to in Tsukihime, they introduced some characters that's going to be really, really important in the next game, the sequel, Red Garden. But at the moment, they don't really do anything. And for the entire game, I'm just like wondering, I wonder when they're going to be important. And it's clear that they're going to be important in other routes, but the ones that were present in A Piece of Blue Glass Moon, they weren't. And I feel like that's if you're intending to play both games, that's pretty good foreshadowing because we get an idea of what these other characters are like. But in this case, like, Zoken really just feels like he wasn't introduced that well, especially given how lackluster the Mato household has been in the Holy Grail War and the other two routes. He gulps. Shinji swallows whatever he was about to say, even as Rin urges him to continue. If it's about Zoken, he probably would have spilled his guts right away. Rin Tohsaka is dangerous right now. There's no telling what she might do if he says one wrong word. Ah, this sucks. He might be so mad that she might actually try to kill him.
それは
But he can't say it. He's as good as dead if he tells her how he became a master. Even if...
なら言ってあげる。単に魔術師の真似事をしたかっただけなのよ、あんたは。自分は落ちこぼれだから、
You're a failure!
魔術師にはなれないから、
A
世界の
failure!
力で魔術師になりたかった。それ以外に目的なんてない。あんたは無力な自分を隠すために、欲しくもない証を欲しがっただけの臆病者
Yeah,
よ。
she's going in on him. It might be completely inconsequential to anyone else.
トーサカ、お前。
違う？マトウの家に生まれながら、あなたには魔術回路がなかった。けど、それはあなたのせいじゃないわ。もともとマトウの血は薄れていた。この土地に根を張った時から、探求者としてのマトウの責務は薄れていたのよ。
You know, as much as I don't like Shinji, I can understand why he became the way he is. A lot of it seems to do with his grandfather, because, I mean, even the episode where Zoken was revealed to be, you know, a lot more powerful than he is, I called it, like, absolute disappointment or something, because his entire life was seen as an absolute disappointment to his own family, and none of it was his own fault. I heard that, like, in middle school, he was actually a pretty decent human being who kind of stood up for Shirou when he was being bullied, maybe for, like, I don't know, his dad dying or something, which is, you know, kind of fucked up. And that's how they ended up being friends, is because there was some good in him. But maybe as he slowly grew up, he got more involved in the mage world and was just seen as such a disgrace that there was nothing that he could do to ever, I guess, be accepted by his family. So he just kind of took it out on Shirou. And that I do understand, but I also feel like that doesn't justify all the shitty things he's done. Like, it was not his fault that he wasn't born a mage. It seems like bloodline is a very big factor in the magical world. It's not everything, because unless, you know, Shirou's blood parents are also mages, but we don't really know anything about his lineage. But, like, yeah, so basically Shinji was destined to fail, at least in the family or not family, in the grandfather and parent department. And he just was still kind of clinging on to becoming a mage despite that. If he just focused on something else and ignored his grandfather, I feel like he could have succeeded, but he chose to basically choose a really bitter route, make his life and everyone else around him miserable.
だっていうのに、あなたはそれに固執した。 特別であることが特別だなんて勘違いをして、しなくてもいいないものねだりをした。そんなことで魔術回路を得たところで魔術師にはなれないっていうのに、見苦しく自分に与えられるべきだった特権にすがったのよ。
Yeah, you go tell him, Tohsaka. I'm pretty sure you're 100% right too.
知ったような口を叩くな。ふざけんなよ。僕が魔術師になれないだと。そんなことお前にどうしてわかるって言うんだ。
I'm just imagining Shinji's like, I can be a mage. Watch this. And he does that like thumb ripping off trick that you show to like kindergarten students.
わかるわよ。断言してもいいけど、聖杯を得たところであなたは魔術師にはなれない。
Holy Grail is flawed.
だって才能がないもの。
Oh
そのあたりは
shit.
エミヤ君とは違うところ。
You have no talent, unlike Emiya. Shinji's mouth falls open. He wasn't expecting that name to come up. It's well enough that Rin Tohsaka is his enemy as a master. He saw that coming. But it's inconceivable that she would mention Shirou Emiya. He's just an amateur. Isn't he just an unworthy mongrel, not even from a family of mages? It was frustrating enough to that he summoned Saber, but why is Rin Tohsaka of all people saying his name?
なんだよ。やめろよな、遠坂。なんでなんだってお前がエミヤのことなんて口にするんだよ。
Because he's cute.
彼があなたより強いから。それに魔術師としての素質もある。的を真珠にはないものをエミヤ四郎は持っている。ええ、あなたと同じようにエミヤ君にも魔術師としての才能はないわ。けど彼には魔術師としてやっていける絶対的な素質がある。それだけは他の誰にも負けない。彼が一番足りうるところよ。
She was like, you guys are both like worthless in terms of being a mage, but he is stubborn. He's actually determined, and you're just you just fail.
一番だってあいつが笑わせるな、遠坂。あいつにあって僕にないものなんてない。何もないのはあいつの方だ。あいつなんてただ運よくセーバーと契約できただけの野良犬じゃないか。
Shinji stares straight at Tohsaka. His fear seems to have been replaced by his hatred of Shirou. I love how in the background, Archer's just like, yep, my memories of Shinji are still pretty bad, and I'm pretty sure I was right about that. Rin just shrugs and sighs. Actually, no, Archer doesn't really have too many memories of him being Emiya Shirou. Just about his days after he became a counter guardian, I believe.
そう。これだけ言ってもわからないようじゃ本当に処置なしね。少しは責任を取らせようと思ったけど、あなたにはその価値さえない。ここで見逃してあげるから、エミヤ君にやられる前に教会にでも逃げ込みなさい。
I'll do it. I'll punch you in the face. I really wanted to that one time. Rin turns away with an irritated huff. It declares that she's finished here. She no longer considers Shinji an enemy and leaves the Mato house behind.
僕がエミヤに劣るだって。
I know that the visual novel portrayed Rin as being like ruthless at one point, but I don't think she's killed a single person yet. He repeats the words with nothing but loathing. But Shinji, his back to the wall, can't even see the departing Rin anymore. If he rushes her, she'll kill him for sure. Even Shinji knows that the undeniable difference in their power.
遠坂、お前。
Bottomless resentment fills his scream.
もうしょうがないな。
Without turning around, Rin stops and bids farewell to the boy who was his successor to the Matos.
いいわ。最後に教えてあげる。
One last punch to the gut. Yeah, that's what it
自
is.
分以外のために先を目指すもの。自己よりも他者を顧みるもの。そして誰よりも自分を嫌いなもの。これが魔術師としての素質ってやつよ。
Despise yourself more than
ど
anyone
んなに
else.
才能があったところで、それがないものには到達できないところがある。
That does sound like Shirou, actually. So, for something other than yourself, to reflect on other people more than yourself, and to despise yourself more than anyone else, it does sound like Shirou. It's like the way to become a mage is to find a determination to make yourself succeed, and like basically, don't blame other people. You're responsible for your own things. Shinji is basically blaming everyone else for his misfortune, and he believes that he's privileged, therefore he deserves everything that should come to him, despite the fact that everything that should come to him is, you know, freaking torture. But that's the reason why he can't improve, is because he's not hard on himself, he's hard on other people.
私だってそんな条件を満たしている奴がいるなんて思ってもみなかった。こればっかりは生まれつき壊れてないと持てない矛盾だから。シンジ、あんたは他人を蔑むことで同時に抱かなくてもいい劣等感を抱いた典型よ。自分が好きなあまり周りを下に見たものの見下す相手が上にいるものだからつまらない劣等感にとらわれただけ。あなたの中身は空っぽよ。詰まっているように思えるのは本人だけで正体は風船と一緒。周りの風向き次第で行き着く先なんてくるくる変わる。
くるくる。
理解した？そんな男に魔術師なんて務まらないし、サーバントだって従わないわ。ここから先はあなたには関係のない世界よ。麻藤真司がどんなに自分をマスターだと言い張っても、あなたは絶対にマスターにはなれないんだから。
Damn. You know what? You go, girl. You tell him. Her footsteps trail off. Rin leaves Shinji alone in the dark house without sparing him another glance. Shinji slides down the wall. He collapses to the ground like a puppet with the strings cut, his face spasming in laughter.
なんだ、そうか、そういうことか。
His dry tongue licks up the spittle running down his chin. A dry thud echoes in the room. The boy violently slams his head into the wall so hard he might break a bone.
要するにさ、
You're saying if I beat Shirou, I'll be better than him.
あいつがいなくなればいいって言うんだろ。父さん。
A choked, hollow laugh fills the air. He didn't learn a goddamn thing. Interlude out. Alright. Going on to the next portion. Oh.
じゃあ行くぞ、さくら。せーの、じゃんけん。
Okay, right now it seems like we're having a very, very serious conversation. Look at Sakura's face. She's very, very serious. Hey! I thrust out my fist. Sakura meets it with an open palm. Damn it! I play rock while she played scissor.
やった！私の勝ちですね。
I guess I'll do the dishes then. I stare at my hand. I did it again. Why did I always play rock in the first round of rock, paper, scissors?
それじゃあ夕食の支度は私ということで。先輩はのんびりテレビでも
It's
見
the
ててくださ
opposite.
い。
They're like, I want to do the work. Sakura practically skips to the kitchen. Does cooking dinner by herself make her happy?
仕方ないか。勝った方が飯を作る約束だもんな。
I take off my apron and sit down. I don't know how it is in other households, but around here, making dinner is apparently a recreational pastime. Not that I feel that way about it, but Sakura wants to cook by herself. I appreciate the help, of course, but as her upperclassman, I shouldn't take advantage of her. Accordingly, on days like this when we both have free time, we come up with a contest to decide who gets to make dinner.
やることないし、お茶飲もう。
I make myself a cup of tea and absently sit down at the table. Sabra's sleeping in my room, and Fujine isn't coming over because of overtime at work, or whatever. Sakura and I are the only ones here, and Sakura's cheerfully standing in the kitchen. Oh my god. I unconsciously find myself watching her. Yeah, she's very pretty, as we saw from that one CG. She works at a brisk pace, looking like she's enjoying herself. I'm used to seeing her long hair and dark red ribbon, the way she picks up her utensils, the way that she firmly takes up the kitchen knife, even if it seems heavy, and sets a cabbage on the cutting board. She cuts into it with vigor. Sakura always looks nervous when she first picks up a knife, but then her motions soon become familiar and efficient. I space out while watching her. The sun sets. When Sakura's here, life seems to go on by slowly and peacefully. I suddenly realize how precious it is. Once night falls, it's off to war again. I'm only just now beginning to appreciate how important this time is to me. Gotta protect that girl. I don't know what Zokin's scheming, but I won't let him lay a hand on her. I've had so many chances to interact with Sakura lately, and keep getting distracted by how she's changed, Or should I say developed physically. But if I'm being honest, I think I'm starting to fall for her. No, that isn't quite true. Do you remember what she said to you before, please? I think I must have started to feel this way a while ago. I hear her gently humming in the kitchen. It's really the little things that are like this that are important. As I daydream, I fill my third cup of tea and watch this twilight scene. Time seems to pass in a leisurely, tender way, as if I'm getting drunk off the tea. Be quiet, owl. Glimmer falls over the town. Oh, now that we know that Sakura is awake at this time, you know, making sure that when she saw Shirou come back after being slurped by the Black Shadow, I wonder if she's gonna be awake and be like, no, you're not going out tonight. Even though it's just past 10 p.m., it feels like it's 3 in the morning. It must be because of the Shirou coma incident. Night falls like a veil over the town. The lights go out, and there aren't many people outside.
あの影を探し出し調査する。アーチャーのマスターも無茶を言ってくれますね。
They were like, I really didn't want to go after that shadow, but I guess why did Archer have to say that? He's the one who knows what it is.
ああけどやるしかないだろ。セイバーは反対か？
私の考えは朝に告げた通りです。
Nothing I say will matter. Okay, we're
そ
going.
れでシロ、何か手がかりはあるのですか？闇雲に街を巡回するのでは逆に的にされかねない。
Leads. I don't have any proof, but if I had to choose. Okay, 2 options. Look. Hey, we don't have any points. And I was checking through my save files and I was on the Fate route freaking half a year ago. I think on the spot. When I think it was when Saber used like Excalibur or something. Oh man, I've been playing this game for so goddamn long. Let's investigate the Rito Temple.
もう一度竜道寺に行ってみよう。今にして思うと、あの時のキャスターはどこか変だった。
Yep.
あそこにはまだ何かある気がする。
そうですね。あの山には不吉な気配が満ちています。この町で最も霊的な手が加えられているのはあの土地ですから。
なら決まりだ。早速行こ
う。Let's go. We head from the yard to the front door. It'll take an hour to get to Rito Temple if we hurry. The sooner we leave, the better, but...
Saber?
Saber's looking at the guest house. Yeah, I was wondering if Sakura was going to be involved in us leaving. Her gaze is focused on the room where Sakura is sleeping.
シロ、戦いに赴く前に話があります。その、朝の続きなのですが。
朝って、桜のことか？
はい。桜は自責の念が強すぎる。起きてしまったこと、犯してしまった間違いを、彼女は未来ではなく、現在で償おうとする嫌いがあります。
Tends to fixate on immediately redressing her mistakes instead of considering how to improve in the future. I'm going to continue this conversation because I don't quite understand. He's referring to their argument last night. Oh, it's like, instead of basically confronting the issue, she's just like, I'm just gonna, you know, avoid the problem. Saber said that Sakura was correct and that she shouldn't dwell on the matter further. But Sakura insisted that she was wrong and kept apologizing to Saber, which only spurred Saber to apologize back to her. Sakura and Saber. Is Saber worried about how they interpreted things differently?
それはどういう？
桜は自分を責めすぎるのです。過ちを正すことより悔いることを強要している。だから、
yeah, I agree with that,
汚名を返上しようとするのではなく、汚名を刻みつけようとしてしまう。良くも悪くも、彼女は自分を重くしている。
I do agree with Saber on this. Yeah. Saber looks pained. It's as if the words aren't directed at Sakura by herself.
昨夜、私はそれを強く感じました。シローと共にいる時の彼女が特別で、普段はもっと別のものではないのかと。桜は、あなたといる時だけ自責の念から解放されている。
This kind of makes me think if it's related to that conversation we had with Sakura when we were in the shed. It was about like, if I was a bad person, what would you do? And Shirou was like, I would scold you because I know you're a good person. I want you to be better. And she was like, oh, thank God. But it seems like to a lot of people, she believes that she doesn't want to be like that. She wants to maintain being a good person. She's afraid of being bad in front of other people, but she's not afraid of being bad in front of Shirou now. So she can be like more free. That's how I'm interpreting it. I'm not 100% sure. So that's why Saber's worried. He thinks that Sakura needs to have more pride in herself.
そうか。確かに、さくらは内気すぎるからな。俺も気をつけてみる。
I don't think of it. It isn't good to make a girl her age constantly do house chores. Sakura says that she enjoys just being here, but she should have fun outside the house too.
ありがとう、セイバー。
He wants to have fun with
心
you.
配してくれて。聖杯戦争に関係ないさくらを気にかけてくれたのはすごく嬉しい。
Oh.
いいえ、自責に駆られる彼女の気持ちは私にもあったものです。ですから他人事には思えなかったのでしょう。
待てよセイバー、一緒に行こう。
We head for the door together. In the night ruled by silence, we leave the house, taking care not to wake Sakura. Alright, so we're investigating the Ryudo Temple now. I'm kind of curious. I think this is probably still going to be we go to Ryudo Temple, but that little conversation... What? Okay, I shouldn't have looked at that. What? So what does this lead to? I gotta go check. What happens if I choose to investigate the park?
昨日の公園ぐらいかな。犯罪者は現場に戻るっていうし、もしかしたら
もう一度あの影が現れると。マスター、仮に幸運にもあの影と遭遇したとしてどうするのです。その場で倒せれば良いのでしょうが、万が一取り逃がした場合、
Yeah, I don't know about fighting it head on. I'm kind of scared. Whoops. Saber's right. I still have no idea what the shadow is. Right now, I should investigate what it is and where it came from instead of hoping to run into it on the streets. Oh, so even though we said the park, it's gonna be like, no, we should investigate Ryudo Temple regardless.
なら竜道
Okay,
寺
yeah, I see.
かな。今にして思うと、キャスターの様子はどこか変だった。
Okay, so I think the conversation is gonna pan out to be similar. So I think I'm just gonna skip through it.
あの山にはあの影とは。
なら決まりだ。早速行こう。セイバー？
Okay, yeah, we're having the same conversation about Sakura. And then, yeah, it's gonna course correct. Alright, cool. I'll see you back in Ryudo Temple.
昨夜
Alright. We climb over the no trespassing fence and enter the temple yard. After our encounter with Castier, Ryudo Temple is now treated as an important evidence in the mass coma case and closed to the public. So if we look at the flowchart, yeah, these both lead here. Right. The air here still feels the same on my skin. It's uncomfortably lukewarm with the smell of ripe fruit.
中に入るぞ。
Going in.
はい。シロも気をつけて。
分かってる。危険を察知したらすぐに教えてくれ。
Kick me, just kick me as far as you can so I don't get caught up. We pass through the yard and ascend the corridor leading to the inner temple. The hallway's dark and the wooden floors creak with our every step.
とりわけ変わったものはないか。セイバー、どうだ？
私も同じです。ですがこの一帯が異常なのは確かです。この山に踏み入った時から私たちは異なる常識に取り込まれている。これだけ魔力が満ちていながら異常を感じないことこそが異常と言えるでしょう。
そうだな。よし、もう少し調べてみよう。この寺、裏側に池があるんだ。あっちの方にもいくつか建物がある。
It said that the pond was once home to a dragon. You might be able to find some clues there since it's been long considered a holy place. I'm expecting, like, similar to last time, in a screen transition, when it fades to black, we're gonna see the black shadow again. We exit the corridor and head to the back of the temple. Suddenly... Oh! Whoa! Ooh. Someone throws something from the corridor into the... Oh, wait. Something throws me from... Oh, sorry. Something throws me from the corridor into the central shrine. I thought we were talking about the object that was thrown at him, but no. Saber threw me, I think. I realized that Saber did it, and I tried to rush back to her side. Whoa! Cool animation. but Saber slams the door in my face.
セイバー、おい、何のつもりだ、バカ。
I pound on the door. The door feels as hard as iron. Maybe Saber used some kind of spell on it.
何やってんだ、開けろ、セイバー。
I pound and punch the door, but it doesn't budge. It doesn't even give against a full body tackle. On the other side of the iron hard door.
そこで身を守っていてくださいシロ。この相手は確実にあなただけを狙ってくる。
敵ってなんだ、あの影か。
違います。ですがマスターにとって天敵と言えるサーバントです。申し訳ありませんが、あなたが戦場にいては守りきれない。
You know what? I kind of thought about this actually, but it's the worst servant a master could hope to face. That makes a lot of sense because assassins are people focused on stealth and killing. They avoid actually fighting servants. Well, they didn't avoid fighting a lancer, but for the most part, their specialty is in assassination. And masters who don't really have good defenses against servants in general, assassins can pretty much take them out of the game whenever they want if they actually tried. So yeah, assassins are a really bad matchup against masters, even if it's like a servant master combo.
あのサーバント、アサシンには一騎打ちで臨まなければ先にマスターを叩かれてしまう。
アサシンだって。
I didn't sense anything. No matter how strange the air in Rito Temple feels, a servant's aura is on a different level. When a servant materializes itself nearby, it gives off the unmistakable dense aura. Even if it's hiding its aura, there's no way Saber would fail to sense it.
一撃で決着をつけます。それまでそこを
In
離れな
a
いでください。
single strike. I feel Saber moving away. Saber's footsteps are faint but firm. Maybe she's closing in on Assassin while fending off its attacks. Damn it. I look around me. Whoa. I pick up a Tohsaka stick that's handy enough to be a weapon and immediately start strengthening it. Hurry. I need to use it as a sword to cut the door open. A bad hunch, an irritation I can't quite place starts to overtake my mind. If I leave her here, if I leave Saber alone in this mountain, there's no going back. I have to hurry up and... Uh-oh. Oh, whoa. Everything turns dark and the freaking background music disappeared. The lights go out. No, there were never any lights here to begin with. The moonlight that was illuminating the shrine is snuffed out. Something reeks. It's the odor of rotting meat and the grating buzz of insect wings.
また造形。
I stare into the darkness. Dude, I was supposed to be going after the shadow while Tohsaka was supposed to be going after Zolkin. Tohsaka, you suck at your job!
飛んで火にいるとはまさにお主よな、エミヤの個性がね。
You activated my trap card. He cackles. Somewhere out there, I feel the old mage's unmistakable fiendish aura.
セイバー。
I take a stance with my improvised weapon. Not afraid of the centuries-old fiend. The absent Saber's well-being is the only thing on my mind. I don't know about this. This is kind of interesting, though. Interlude. Okay, we have another interlude. I'm gonna assume that we're the POV of Saber since now we are separated from her. We didn't really get to... Yup! She dashes down the corridor, chasing the skull mask. The distance between them closes from 18 meters to a mere 5. Saber's close enough to cleave her enemy in two with a single step. Woohoo! But the enemy knows that too. Here we can actually get to see a good view of Assassin once more. So, giant, kind of messed up cloak, or teared up cloak, with a black skin or black suit with a mask. I can't tell. I don't know. If she closes in, he throws daggers to prevent her from finishing the fight, and if she doesn't close in, that gives him a chance to retreat. The skull doesn't sprint with gale-like speed the way Saber does, but retreats with bestial agility. Slips through narrow corridors with ease, navigating tight turns without losing speed. Does he have eyes in the back of his head, or is the back of his or is his back the mast he turns towards Saber when he faces her down? I never thought about that, having the mask be at the back of your head to trick people to think that's the front of your head. Assassin, the skull masked servant evades Saber's pursuit, keeping her neither too close nor too far, like a road mirage. Sparks fly. 3 daggers are hurled without any movement, telegraphing their flight, yet they fail to touch Saber. Saber has some resistance to projectile attacks, just like Lancer did. Uh-oh, we know what happened to Lancer though. Compared to Lancer, who predicts the trajectory using air currents, sounds, and his opponent's hostile intent, Saber predicts the attacks using their air current sounds and her intuition. Invisible attacks are not particularly threatening to heroic spirits. They operate on a level beyond that, killing each other with decisive attacks that may be understood, but not prevented. To continue the example, Lancer's spear is worthy to be a heroic spirit's noble phantasm. It is a weapon that pierces the heart without fail. Even if its identity is known, it cannot be blocked. The only way to defend against that demonic spear would be to erect a brute bear with magical energy exceeding that of the spear, the Ro Is, to possess luck so auspicious that it bends the destiny-fixing effect of the spear. I don't know what that would be, but okay. Or to prevent Lancer from using the spear to begin with. Compared to that, Assassin's dirks are easily managed. I'm like wondering like which one is Saber, then I realized, right, Saber didn't dodge the blow, she got hit, she just regenerated from it. Compared to that, Assassin's dirks are easier managed. They are lethal if they strike a vital point, but the fact that they no, she managed to dodge it actually. Emperor, he was like, you dodged my undodgeable blow. How did you do that? They're lethal if they strike a vital point, but the fact that they can be simply blocked makes them a little different than pebbles. Assassin has thrown more than 40 dirks. The rogue killer finally stops, his ammunition exhausted. I ran out, god damn it! This pursuer skids to a halt as well. Her enemy, who had kept her distance, has suddenly stopped. You can feel the sinister aura plainly emanating from Assassin. There's no time for a foolhardy charge. Come on, I've beaten two servants already, time for a third. Saber takes a slight step back, despite knowing that the best tactical choice would be to cut him down here. Actually, let's see. Lancer retreated against Saber, though I don't know if that would be considered a win. It's kind of weird, because Kira ordered a retreat. She beat Archer via surprise attack, beat Rider, and she beat Caster. So, other than Berserker, she's pretty much... Wait, sorry. Other than... I got it. Yeah, other than Berserker, she's pretty much beat everyone. At least once. I don't know if I can count Lancer, but I'm just gonna count it for the sake of glazing Saber. Saber takes a step back despite knowing that the best tactical choice would be to come down here. I must not advance any further. Her intuition, which kept her alive for so many years, broadcasts a warning with maximum urgency. Yeah, that's probably the thing that killed Lancer. Do not advance. Do not approach the gloom. Oh. That was a really cool transit. You know what? I'm gonna use this function that I haven't really used too much. And quick jump here just to see that scene again. I just want to see that. Woo! Alright. Let's see. Woo! Alright. Yeah. Come over. Come on. If you think you can kill me, just kill me, huh? Saber does not answer, but she slightly raises the tip of her sword. It points at her enemy. 7 meters separate them now. It would take her 2 steps to reach him. It's a range that requires a swordsman like Saber to advance. Furthermore, she has a hidden weapon that she can only use once. For which range is not even a consideration. It's fuck everything in this direction. Assassin's black cloak flutters. He does not know where the breeze stirring it is coming from. This is kind of cool. He went from like relatively broken speech to speaking extremely fluently now. The clarity of Assassin's voice belies his appearance. He resembles someone. Spearman that she fought before, perhaps. Saber narrows her eyes. Oh! Did he absorb Lancer's knowledge, or he's just good at imitating it? Saw them. You saw my unseeable dirks. The skull chuckles in agreement. What use is throwing black painted daggers at someone who wields an invisible sword? Assassin keeps laughing, appreciating the clear difference in the 2 heroic spirits' caliber and the gap in their noble phantasm's capabilities. I don't know, man. The other assassin was pretty cool, though. Honestly, Sasaki Kojiro should probably be a saber instead.
さて、となると、私の標的はただ一人だけ。
He literally just said, if you're not gonna approach me, I'll approach your master. Bye
理
bye.
解できるかね、セイバー。私の行動は、すべて君の主を仕留めるためだけのものだと。
I do remember Kiritsugu, when he summoned Saber, he was like, I know I got a really, really top tier servant, and she's like, she kind of kick ass, but she's really poorly compatible with me because she's chivalrous. Okay, this might sound kind of sexist, but she was like, she's a woman. He was like, I don't know if her values will match up because he kind of like Saber was like, you shouldn't be on the battlefield. And Kiritsugu was very, very much someone who works similar to an assassin. So he was like, man, I kind of wish I got an assassin because together with an assassin-like servant, we could have basically wiped all the masters and it wouldn't be a problem. But he got Saber instead. And as a result, there was a lot of tension. But yeah, I remember Kiritsugu had a big problem thinking like, she's just a teenage girl. She shouldn't be on the battlefield, similar to what Shirou felt. He knows he was strong, but I definitely had some problems with it. And unlike Shirou, Kiritsugu never gave any attention to Saber. At least they were never able to talk it out. Where Shirou was able to accept it, he still thinks that, you know, she should have had the opportunity to do more normal things, not accept the role of a king so soon. But at the end, he accepts that she's strong and, you know, he can kick ass. While Kiritsugu was just like, kind of like, fuck off. Oh, man.
シロ、
さよう。お前の主は我が雇い主がもてなしている。私を引き離したところで急がねば虫どもの餌食だぞ。
Woo! I do like the effects they have on Assassin because whenever it's only a CG, like a PNG or a JPEG, whenever they move, the white mask is so clear. Saber's sword flashes into brilliance, or rather she reveals a golden radiance they always had. Well, pulling out the Excalibur, fuck you!
風のまじないで刀身を隠している。なるほど。その風圧ならばその場からでも私を立てる。
Is she gonna use Excalibur or strike air?
地に踏み込むこともないというわけだ。
The black cloak sinks down. It turns out that the prey he lured out has a ranged weapon of its own. Oh crap. No stratagem or calculation can help him now. If Saber meant to cut him from afar, then all Assassin can do is attempt to disrupt her up close.
立場が逆になったな、アサシン。この風王結界、
The
見
Wind
事踏
King.
み込んでみせる。
ひどい女だ。イナゴの群れに飛び込めという。さりとて、このままでは竜の方向が放たれる。これは
What a dilemma.
身体極まる。
Whoa! The skull match reaches the ground. Crouching low, he resembles a crawling spider. The vacuum vortex of compressed air is about to be unleashed on Assassin. It'd be insane to face it. Does he really expect to endure that lethal tempest by curling up on the ground?
さて、どう見てもこれで最後になろう。その前に語らせてもらおうか、セイナ。お前は。1対1ならば私に勝つと言ったな。
Saber raises her sword. She won't let him stall for an escape with words. Her eyes are locked onto Assassin. If he attempts a spatial teleportation, she can finish him before he moves.
だからこそ私をマスターから引き離した。主を守るというその判断は正しい。
She raises her sword as high as it will go. Now all she has to do is let it fall. Assassin sinks even lower to the floor.
だが、そこにはお前自身を守るということが含まれていたのかな？
He asks a question. To that? Is he gonna be like...
先を急ぐ。さらばだ、アサシン。
Saber answers with her sword. Woo! The duel is decided. Like a divine dragon, the vortex of air swallows the corridor, skull and skull both, sneaking through the temple in a violent tumult. There's no blocking or dodging it. As with Lancer's spear, the only way to stop Saber's invisible air is by overcoming it with sheer magical energy. Assassin's magical energy can't even compare to Saber's. The only way he could stop that attack is by stopping Saber from unleashing it. but it's too late to stop the released tempest. The Black Cloak is sure to be cut into ribbons within a few seconds of her sword stroke. A vortex of death descends on him, but in the midst of that vacuum wave, woo! God is great! Assassin cries out in an exultant laugh and charges. An attack aimed at her neck. As Saber instantly parries it, the Black Cloak slips over her head and drops behind her. With godlike speed, Saber spins to attack him. Assassin's no longer there, having leapt out of range. At the same time, an ominous presence she's been feeling now covers the ground beneath her feet.
さて、2つほど運がなかったな、セイバー。
Allow me to explain to you what I just did. It was pretty cool. The shadow spreads. Its muddy corruption taints her silver armor.
一つは相性。陣よけのまじないは砂漠を行く者には必須でな。私が知る唯一の魔術が風よけの皆であり。
Those who traverse the desert always call upon the Jin's charm to ward off the wind. So he was able to ward off the wind. This is kind of cool. The corridors plunge into darkness. The pale moonlight fails to illuminate the shadows. Her consciousness fades. Oh, we got gunk here. And she sees it. Okay, damn. I didn't expect the CG here. You can see the blade is a bit invisible as well, but you can also see Assassin's cloak is off. You see all him and his honestly kind of disfigured body. Super lanky arms.
貴様は
そうだ、セイバー。もう一つはこの場所を戦いの場に選んだことだ。
He's like, you can beat me in a
ここには良くない
duel,
ものが住むと。
but this was never
お前は
one-on-one.
気づいていたはずなのだがな。
You can't even hear Assassin's voice. In a few more seconds, she will disappear. The shadow consumes servants. Her body screams in revulsion, even as her thoughts fade. It doesn't matter if it's a futile gesture. She'll spend every last drop of magical energy if that's what it takes to break out of this bind. Shadow still only covers her feet. If she fights against it at maximum output, she can break free. Even if she loses most of her energy and the part of her taken by the shadow, at least she can escape. And yet,
そうはいかん。お前はここで消えるぞ、セイバー。
oh, look at this. Oh man, his design's still kind of weird. Shadow isn't her only foe. The Skull have been watching this effort play out like a spectator, but he's still a grim reaper here to bring death. That you can try all you want to escape, but as you escape, I will kill you.
1対1ならば勝てると言ったな、セイバー。そう。それが間違いだ。お前は1人。こちらは2つ。私はただ、お前の注意を削ぐだけでよかった。
The shadow encroaches further. Her very existence begins to decay, starting with her feet. She lost sensation from her toes to her thighs, her legs becoming both part of this world and not part of it.
サーバントはそのあるやるに抗え。
Oh yeah!
お前がまっとうな英霊ならばなおさらだ。比較的近い私でさえ、触れれば魔力を奪われる。純正であるお前では、触れられただけで正気を失おう。
I have no idea what Alya is.
だが、それは惜しい。むざむざお前を消滅させては、私の目的は果たせない。
お前が私を。
おかしいか。探検はそこをつき、私とて影には近づける。その私がお前を仕留めるのは不可能だと。
Murderous intent emanates from the skull. Assassin's magical energy, which felt feeble so far, concentrates in his right arm. Oh, his right arm is a club. Yeah, he's got a lot of bandages on that. A misshapen thing without even a hand. That does not function as an arm. All it can do is dumbly strike his opponent. It cannot even hold his daggers. Now it warps. Bones bend and break. The skull's arm explodes upward like an abominable wing. Whoosh. Oh, there we go. What a bizarre sight. Look at that. Look at that. Oh man, that is a one lanky ass arm. What a long, massive arm. where another arm would end in its fist. That is only his elbow. No. That's where 2 arms would end. Dude, it's super long. It bends into a grotesque forearm and hand that seems sewn into his shoulder. Saber's thoughts freeze. It can reach her. That arm is long enough to reach her. Once it does, it's sure to gouge out her heart. Before she can even tremble, his arms flutter. Woo! The cursed arm that is thrust at her like a spear. Woo! There's a sound of flesh being sliced open, and a gout of fresh blood. Red liquid splashes on the floor and speckles the black shadow. A shrill cackle escapes the skull mask. His outstretched arm is coated in crimson. Its deed done, it quickly retracts back towards Assassin. Damn, this assassin's on a tear. He lost his monstrous arm. Never mind, his arm got teared off. I'd rather get absorbed by this thing than try to escape and have you kill me. He lowers her sword. Assassin's cursed arm never reached Saber. Saber repelled the curse before it can extract a mirror image of her heart. Assassin's noble phantasm cannot defeat Saber, even in these dire straits. No. Having survived Lancer's causality reversing spear, she won't allow herself to die to such a vulgar curse. Oh, it's up to her waist now. But that was the last resistance she can offer. All the power she built up to resist the shadow was spent in this final defense. She has no strength to struggle with, and even if she did, it would be too late. The sinister aura she felt this entire time is now emanating from her very self. The shadow devours her feet and reaches for her waist. Not even moonlight can escape its hunger, and now it has become her. It's too late to do anything. The shadow creeps upward. It clouds over the silver-clad swordswoman's vision. He gasps as if craving oxygen and sinks into the murky swamp. Like that. Seems like what Ilya was trying to prevent in the other route has come to pass. It seems like Ilya was like, I can't let that thing absorb Saber, but it seems like that thing has now absorbed Saber. Zoken Mato stands there, looking just like he did the night before. He looks completely intact, even after Archer cut him in two. Old Mage, waiting only for death to claim him, laughs as if the other night's events were all just a dream. Methods are a mystery, but he feels truly recovered. But if he's truly recovered, then they must be in the realm of restoration, not just healing. You can't accomplish this by just healing a wound. It's grand magecraft which returns a lost body from nothing to its original form. So, does that mean he's immortal? I know if we had this conversation already. Oh, you know what they say, sticks and stones will break your bones. I face down Zoken with a strengthened Tohsaka stick. Can't get any closer to him, nor can I run away to join Saber. If Zoken's immortal, then there's nothing I can do against him with a stick. Insects squirm and chitter all around the old mage. No, not just around him. You see the shadows moving, blocking out the moonlight. Bugs! I know what they are, even if I can't see them. The darkness is a disgusting horde of insects. Darker than black. They fill all four corners of the shrine room, covering every wall. Oh, damn, that black is not like some kind of veil or like bounded field. It's fucking a wall of insects. The room is completely overrun by bugs teeming over the walls and the stench of rotting meat. Hey, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. The insect-wielding Zoken is clearly enjoying this. Obviously, I can't do a damn thing about the swarm of insects with a stick. Zoken only needs to give the order to drown me in a sea of bugs. No, maybe. If I run outside as fast as I can, I might be able to break out of this desperate situation. A lot of them, but they're just bugs. I doubt they can take out a whole human in a matter of seconds. Will you be wrong?
我が虫どもを振り払い外に出るか、好きな死に方を選ぶがよい。
Sounds like he doesn't intend to let me get away. The longer we drag out the staring match, the more bugs gather. Then I'll... Alright. Well, I don't think trusting Saber or using command spell will help Shirou in the situation. I'm gonna save and I'll be right back. Put Zoken down! It's clear that the longer I wait, the greater my disadvantage will become. That means I should escape these dire straits while I can still move. I'll charge in and cut the old mage down before the bugs surrounding me on all sides can crawl up my body. Ooh! Doesn't feel like I got him. My diagonal slash slices easily through him like a tomato, and the pieces fall to the floor. Wrong move, Budo.
なるほどなるほど。思い切りの良い構想ではないか。
The fallen pieces of the old mage laugh at me. Uh-oh. The Tohsaka stick rots and crumbles in my hand. Ugh! He got me. That old devil gave up his body to destroy my strengthening stick.
爪じゃな。決起に流行って唯一の武器を失うとは、やはや若い者は我慢が足らんの。
Uh-oh. I run. Bugs squish and crunch under my feet as I move. I feel death closing in from behind. And in a desperate bid to avoid the buzzing wave of insects, I throw my shoulder against one of the dark walls leading outside. Whoa! We actually managed to make it outside. I roll out of the room, preserving my momentum. The bugs don't follow me. My day sprints to escape the shrine. I end up on the opposite side of the temple yard. Uh-oh. I feel pain throughout my body. Maybe I hit something when I fell out of the building. I need to find Saber as soon as possible. A feeling of dread hangs over me. Anxiety gets worse and worse. I need to see Saber's face soon or... Uh-oh. Oh! The water ripples. Sensing danger, I leap away from it. The moist ground lets go of my feet. Oh, this is where Lancer died, actually. I only managed to jump back briefly. Dull pain. Something feels wrong with my heels, and I look up. Uh-oh. They're all red. When I jump, both my feet fell off, and like discarded shoes. When I escaped the shrine when I escaped the shrine room, I trampled on countless bugs. I recall how my strengthening stick rotted away when I used it to cut Zoken's body. It stands to reason that my feet, which stepped on those same bugs, would meet the same fate. Ew! On my hands and knees, I try to escape the bog of the remaining stumps of my feet. Ugh!
いやいや、惜しいの小僧。判断自体は間違えていなかったのだが、実力が伴わなんだ。
The insect user's voices resonate. The ground is muddy. Spiders have always lived in wet places.
さて、セイバーは手に入れた。残念よの。お主を生かす最後の理由もこれで消えてしもうたわ。
It's kind of weird because Zoken was clearly afraid of the Black Shadow, but now that the Black Shadow seemingly, I'm pretty sure that is the Black Shadow that absorbs Saber. He's like, I have Saber now. So it's like, is he working with it or not? Oh god. More insects that I've never seen flutter down. They got teeth on their teeth. What the fuck? They nibble my flesh, burrow into my muscles, and inject me with venom hundreds of times, dissolving my bones. I'm forced to endure chilling pain worse than hell itself until my consciousness finally expires. Oh, is he gonna turn into Shirou? Dead end. Yuck. Tiger Dojo. What advice are you gonna give me now? Is Ilya gonna be here? And once again, we can probably see the image of Sakura really quick when we immediately head in. Yep, that's Sakura. Hi, Ilya. Hi, Tiger Dojo Ilya. I haven't seen you in a while.
些細な選択ミスでデッドしたシロを救ういつもおなじみタイガー道場です。今回は選択ミスによるデッドエン
We
ド。
just fucked up.
小難しい説明はしないから直前の選択肢に戻って違う行動を。
About to get bonked by Tiger. What? Yep.
不法侵入者
You're supposed to stay outside. Where's my gifts?
嘘乗っ取りおこがましい
Yeah, so I couldn't see the entire image of Sakura before, but now I can. And she has like the little shiny things. Her eyes are the same as all the other chibi derpy drawings, but her hair is kind of weird. I can see like her hair bow tie on the side, but I don't really understand like the top hair part. It doesn't really matter.
私がいない間に何をしているか、元弟子1号。
違和感なく溶け込んだのにあっけなく見破られた。
どの面下げてそういうこと言うかな、このブルマは。で、
ブルマは
どういうつもりよ。あなた本編が忙しいから道場には来ないんじゃなかったっけ？
I wasn't in this part.
これはそのちょっと予想外のパワーバランスになってきたっていうか、ほらタイが一人じゃ寂しいだろうから帰ってきたっていうか。
それで？
ブライド大安売りお願いするっす。もう一度弟子入りさせてほしいっす師匠。
I'm lonely. Please let me do this.
全身全霊で断る。路頭に迷えブルマッコ。
だからタイガ
Hey, that's why I hate you.
こうなったら力ずくだ。見てなさい、次に来るときは問答無用で征服してやる。
I'll fucking kill you. Whoop.
わっはっは。望むところよ悪魔っ子め。魔術なしでどこまでできるか楽しみに待つとしよう。ガハハハ。
All right. I think that's where I'm gonna stop for today. Those are honestly some pretty long sections. But yeah, we ended up doing most of the day, and well, we died twice. One to Ilya and one to Zoken. Oh man, Zoken's entire character is so creepy, and I also like get really squirmish around bugs, so like it's like double creepy for me. And also now that Saber is well in dire straits and we don't even know what her status is, things are getting really concerning. I'm pretty sure around here is where the first movie ends, so that is something to consider moving forward. We're about 1/3 through the route. But yeah, we'll continue on and do the other choices against Zoken the next time and find out what's happening. But until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!